Punjab. Balbir Singh is a worried man. He watches helplessly as his brinjal crops are destroyed by insect pests. Tamil Nadu. Dorai Swami is spending more and more on saving his crops. Maharashtra. Rao Sahab Dev Rao and Rakhmaji are losing acre after acre of standing brinjal crop. Farmers spend heavily on insecticide sprays, losing yield and incurring heavy losses. Frequent insecticide sprays also have health implications. Most of the brinjal that consumers eat is heavily sprayed by pesticides. The situation seems hopeless. Brinjal is the vegetable that sports a crown. The versatile brinjal is relished around the world, and though its names may differ from country to country, from eggplant in the United States to aubergine in France, brinjal in India, and melanzana in Italy, its popularity is universal. Brinjal is a staple in many delicious meals prepared in the United States, France, Italy, the Philippines, Bangladesh, and of course, India. India is the second largest producer of brinjal in the world after China. Brinjal is indeed the king of vegetables. Apart from being a delectable dish, brinjal is also a health food. Easily grown, brinjal can thrive in diverse soil and climatic conditions. In India, brinjal is popular all over the country. This popular vegetable graces meals across the length and breadth of India. The most popular brinjal dishes are Bangan ka bharta in North India and Sambar in South India. The major brinjal producing states in India are West Bengal 30%, Orissa 20%, and Gujarat and Bihar approximately 10% each. The rest is shared by Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Assam, Haryana, and Tamil Nadu. A large number of brinjal varieties and hybrids are grown by marginal farmers with small land holdings and limited resources. Planted on approximately 500,000 hectares in the whole country, brinjal is a significant source of income for about 1.4 million farmers. It is planted 2 to 3 times a year and allows several harvests so that the brinjal fruit can be sold throughout the year. This is especially important because it ensures a steady income to the farmers. Through the year, the farmer spends long hours in his fields. Yet he can never be sure of the result of his back-breaking labor. Will the crop be destroyed by insects? Will the seed grow into a healthy plant? Will it provide a bountiful yield? Today, various insect pests cause heavy damage to brinjal production all over the country. Of these, the most deadly is the fruit and shoot borer, FSB, which is concealed in the brinjal fruit and shoots and therefore escapes repeated insecticide sprays. First, the insect larvae feed inside healthy shoots which withers them. This makes the whole plant less vigorous. Secondly, the larvae bore inside fruits, make circular holes and renders them unfit for market. This small but destructive insect causes heavy crop losses to brinjal farmers.
ਸਾਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾਤਰ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਬਿਮਾਰੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੱਕਰ ਪੈ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਇਹਨੂੰ ਜੜ ਦੇ ਕੀੜੇ ਦੀ ਬਿਮਾਰੀ, ਟੂਸੇ ਦੀ ਬੂਟੇ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਟੂਸਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਨਾ ਉਹਦੀ ਬਿਮਾਰੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੀੜਾ ਪੈਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ। ਦਵਾਈਆਂ ਪਾਪਾ ਥੱਕ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ। ਇੰਨੀ ਦਵਾਈ ਪਦਾਨ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਹੋਰ ਕਈ ਇਹਦੀ ਜੜ 'ਚ ਪਾਉਂਦੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ, ਫਿਰ ਉੱਤੇ स्प्रेਹਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ।
सारे कामं सोडून त्याला फवारा मारावाच लागतो. जर नाही फवारा मारला त्याचं पीक चाललंय. आणि बैंगनासारख्या जातीवर जर का त्यांनी फवारा जर नाही मारला साहेब तर त्याला एक बैंगन हाती नाही लागू शकत. एक नाही.
जी स्प्रे से बिल्कुल मतलब खेत साफ नहीं होता। स्प्रे करे मतलब करना, जिस तरह स्प्रे कर दिया अगले दिन ही कीड़ा फिर हमारे को खेत में दिखाई दे रहा है।
खर्चा तो जी इन्ना खर्चा करते हैं, बहुत ज़्यादा खर्चा करते हैं। ਫਿਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਖਰਚਾ ਤਾਂ ਐਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਵੀ ਸਭ ਦੇ ਮੂਹਰੇ ਫਸਲ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਮੰਡੀ 'ਚ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਰਿਕਾਰਡ ਤੋੜੀਏ। ਹੁਣ मेरा घट्टो घट्ट 1 एकड़ दे 20,000 रुपये खर्चा मैं कर चुक्या जी।
क्या करेंगे, सोडायचं कारण हे झालेलं आहे ना का खर्चामुळं परवडून नाही राहिलं ना. आज त्याला 4थ्या-5व्या दिवशी फवारणी करणं लागू राहिली, औषधी पाहिली खूप महागाची. मार्केटमध्ये गेलं वांगं चांगलं असलं तर गिऱ्हाईक घेते ना त्याला, खराब नेऊन मतलब नाही राहिलं ना.
In the battle to control the fruit and shoot borer infestation, the farmer seems to be losing, since there are no varieties and hybrids that are resistant to the fruit and shoot borer. In spite of time-consuming labor and expensive insecticides, farmers are unable to save their crops. There is virtually no effective measure for controlling this deadly insect. The estimated crop loss due to the fruit and shoot borer is as high as 60 to 70%. The farmer is forced to repeat spraying of insecticides, often 20 to 40 times in a single crop cycle. Yet, despite the effort and expense, the outcome is dismal.
இப்போ எங்களுக்கு 200 கிலோ வருதுனாக்குங்க 100 கிலோ வேஸ்ட் ஆகுது. அந்த 100 கிலோ வேஸ்ட்டுமே மருந்து அடிக்கிறதுனால மாடு கணக்கு போட முடியாது. வெளியே அது பாதுகாப்பாக தான் கொண்டு போய் குழி தோண்டி தான் மூடிட்டு இருக்கிறோம்.
अब क्या करें जी, अब उसको जहर नहीं बनाएंगे, कीड़ा नहीं हटेगा, उसको पब्लिक खाएगी जहर को, उसमें पब्लिक को भी नुकसान है, नुकसान हमारे को भी, पर क्या करें, हम मजबूरी में हम सोचते हैं हमारी फसल का कीड़ा ख़त्म हो जाए.
Equally affected by the menace of the insect are the consumers. Most of the brinjal fruit available in the market is either damaged or infested with the insect. These fruits may contain high levels of pesticide residues. The All India Network Project on Pesticide Residues monitors the levels of pesticide residues in food crops, vegetables and fruits at a national level. It reported that while 2/3 of vegetable samples analyzed during 1999 to 2003 were found to have residue within limits, nearly 10% contained pesticide residue above their respective maximum residue level or MRL values.
Definitely वो toxic है, but we have got no help. We can't help it.
All vegetables are spraying. We cannot go and see there, no, what they are doing. Everything come to the market. What will avail in market, we have to buy it.
मार्केट में जो अवेलेबल है वही तो खाएंगे ना, क्या किया जाए.
ਢਿੱਡ ਭਰ ਲਈ ਕੁਛ ਤਾਂ ਖਾਣਾ ਹੀ ਪਏਗਾ ਜੀ, ਜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਖਾਵਾਂਗੇ ਤਾਂ ਭੁੱਖੇ ਮਰਾਂਗੇ, ਨੁਕਸਾਨਦਾਰ ਬਸ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਜੀ, ਨਹੀਂ ਖਾਂਦੇ ਤਾਂ ਵੀ ਮਰਦੇ, ਤੇ ਖਾਓ ਤਾਂ ਇਦੋਂ ਖਾ ਕੇ ਮਰੋ.
Is there no hope then for the consumers? Are there any options that despairing farmers and consumers can turn to? Perhaps the answer lies in biotechnology. Moving forward from hybrids, scientists can now select a gene or a group of genes and introduce them into the plant to express desired traits. Can we now create the plant of our choice? Develop a plant that fights insect pests? A plant that produces high-quality vegetables and vegetables that have an acceptable level of pesticide residue? Working to this end, scientists isolated the Cry1AC gene that is present in naturally occurring soil bacterium Bacillus thuringiensis, popularly known as Bt. Bt has been used by farmers in granule or liquid form to control insect pests for decades. But the method of spraying was not always effective. Now, Mahiko, India's leading seed and biotech company, has developed a new DNA construct containing Cry1AC gene, which is introduced in the brinjal plant. The plant expresses the insecticidal protein that is toxic to the targeted insect, the fruit and shoot borer. While this seems to be the answer to the problems of farmers and consumers, more importantly, is Bt technology safe or better than its non-Bt counterparts?
Bt proteins are totally harmless to human beings, other mammals and non-target organisms. In fact, we have been using Bt as a biopesticide for the past 70 years.
When Bt protein enters the gut of the fruit and shoot borer, it meets with a receptive protein there. It binds with it and punctures the wall of the intestine. This leads to the paralysis of the insect and eventually its death. This receptive protein is found only in the Lepidopteran species. Therefore, the Bt protein is effective only against this group of insects and is completely safe for all other living organisms, whether it is a plant, animal or human. In India, Bt technology was first introduced in cotton in 2002. Before that, the cotton crop faced severe damage from bollworms. In the recent past, however, Bt cotton has changed the face of cotton production in India.
Bt cotton is a revolution. It would bring another revolution in terms of the direct food crop is coming with insect resistance.
Traditionally, cotton required a large number of insecticide sprays. This was significantly reduced with the introduction of Bt cotton. Similarly, brinjal, chili and okra require the highest number of insecticide sprays in vegetable crops. The question is, can we emulate the success of Bt cotton in brinjal and other important vegetable crops? Mahiko has generously donated the Bt Brinjal technology to various public sector research institutions, including the Tamil Nadu Agricultural University, TNAU, Coimbatore, and the University of Agricultural Research, Dharwad. It is an initiative to introduce Bt technology in the open-pollinated varieties in order to benefit a large number of resource-poor vegetable farmers in India. Side by side, the Indian Institute of Horticultural Research, IIHR Bengaluru, the National Research Centre on Plant Biotechnology, NRCPB New Delhi, and the Indian Institute of Vegetable Research, IIVR Varanasi, are also working to develop Bt Brinjal varieties with different Bt genes. These institutions of the Indian Council for Agricultural Research have made considerable progress to take the Bt Brinjal technology to the farmers.
So Bt Brinjal product we've been working on for several years now, and right now we are close to commercialization, last stages of testing. We have completed the regulatory package.
Whenever any new GM product is to be introduced within the country, there are three issues: food, feed and environmental safety. The department has put the guidelines in a place that any product which is genetically modified has to be first qualified for the food, feed and environmental safety. And in case of Bt Brinjal, the department has ensured through its review committee in genetic manipulation that the new product is as safe as non-Bt counterpart.
Bt Brinjal is the first biotech food crop under development for commercial release in India. Since 2000, it has undergone rigorous scientific evaluations to assess its food safety, human and animal health safety, environmental safety and biosafety. There are 7 regulatory committees that are keeping track of Bt Brinjal developments. These committees represent various ministries, including the Ministry of Environment and Forest, the Department of Biotechnology in the Ministry of Science and Technology, the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and the Ministry of Agriculture. In addition, each state has a separate State Biotechnology Coordination Committee and district-level committees. The Genetic Engineering Approval Committee, GEAC, is the apex body that regulates genetically modified crops in India. GEAC has put in place a stringent approval and monitoring system. GEAC is supported by another biosafety expert committee called the Review Committee on Genetic Manipulation, RCGM.
We are having one of the excellent biosafety system. Say for example, this RCGM. It is where a review committee on genetically modified crops, they test the impact of this genetically modified brinjal in the accredited laboratories, what happens to human health, what happens to environment or any other impact.
Our biosafety system is much robust and trustworthy than any biosafety system in the world.
Bt Brinjal has been extensively tested for toxicity and allergenicity on rabbits, rats, fish, goats, chickens and cows. The presence of Bt protein in the soil and its effect on microbiota, columbolan and earthworms has been rigorously studied. Environmental impact studies were conducted to address concerns related to pollen flow, outcrossing, aggressiveness and weediness, and the effects on non-target organisms. These studies were conducted by the research institutes of the ICAR and CSIR along with nationally accredited laboratories and Mexico. At each stage, GEAC addressed concerns raised by NGOs, industry and civil society organizations. A full biosafety dossier was also made available on the GEAC website for public information, scrutiny and comments.
Whatever maximum possible is being done. We have already looked into all kinds of possibilities, and there is always, as you say, for a testing, there is always a limit.
From a safety standpoint, no vegetable crop in the history of vegetable product release actually has ever been tested this much as Bt Brinjal.
Two websites, dbtbiosafety.nic.in and Indian GMO Research Information System.nic.in. All biosafety data is put on the web so that each and every person can access it.
Bt Brinjal hybrids were also tested in the field at various locations from 2004 to 2008 to ascertain the agronomic benefits and yield potential. Large-scale field trials were assigned to the Indian Institute of Vegetable Research to generate independent data on agronomic performance and environmental impact. These studies indicated that on average, the amount of insecticides used to control fruit and shoot borer was reduced by 80%, which translated to 42% reduction in total insecticides sprayed on Bt Brinjal. These studies also showed an average increase in marketable yield of 100% over its non-Bt counterpart hybrids, 116% over popular hybrids, and 166% over popular open-pollinated varieties.
So far, multi-location testing and all India coordinated research project trials have been undertaken with respect to Bt Brinjal. And the data has shown that there is a drastic reduction in the amount of pesticides used to an extent of 80%.
The financial benefit that will accrue to the farmers is to the tune of which we expect that it will be about 12,000 rupees per hectare additional income to the farmer. And for consumer, as I said, that there is a direct benefit in the sense he will get cheaper brinjal because there is a larger quantity available, and also he will get the safer product for use. So from all angle, it is a win-win situation.
Although many in the scientific community are strongly united on the safety and efficacy of Bt Brinjal, issues are continuously raised on the use of Bt in food crops. As in all new technologies, apprehensions remain.
Genetically modified seeds I will not accept because genetically modification it may be worm attack panam irakalam.
There are two levels of concerns among the activists, and I respect all the views that they express. One relates to the adequacy of the regulatory process and its transparency. I think we should address each and every concern that they have raised. I believe it is genuine. The other is that some people fundamentally don't believe in use of biotechnology.
Over the last 12 years, biotech crops have been planted over millions of hectares and consumed as food and feed in many countries. Biotechnology has been successfully used to create insect-resistant maize and cotton, herbicide-tolerant soybean and canola, virus-resistant papaya, delayed ripening tomatoes, and golden rice.
The golden rice is at the research stage, and probably 2014 we may have golden rice commercialized if everything goes well.
The global area under biotech crops has grown from 1.7 million hectares in 1996 to 114.3 million hectares in 2007. The number of countries planting biotech crops has risen from 6 in 1996 to 23 in 2007 in order to meet their growing needs, and India is one of them. The regulatory authorities in India have gained considerable experience in dealing with concerns related to Bt technology, particularly with Bt cotton. In the case of Bt Brinjal, some of the important issues that would require attention from all the stakeholders are management of insect resistance by planting refuge or any other strategy suggested by GEAC. Farmers have to be educated to implement those strategies in order to delay the development of resistance so that they can use Bt technology on a long-term basis. Bt Brinjal is meant to control the targeted insect, the fruit and shoot borer. Therefore, the farmer has to apply insecticide sprays to control other minor insect pests.
There are several sucking pests like aphids, leaf hoppers, and the leaf-eating Epilacna beetles, and several other pests are there. For that, we need to take a minimum spray of 1 or 2. As far as fruit and shoot borer is concerned, we don't need any other spray.
The biggest concern is that there is not enough information at the consumer level. We need to educate consumers living in every nook and corner of our country about the benefits of Bt Brinjal. The task is made more onerous as hurdles are posed by a select group of activists who are well-resourced and skilled in mobilizing national campaigns. These have given rise to misinformation, causing panic and apprehension about the safety of Bt Brinjal.
Genetically modified crops, when we are permitted, they are definitely safe.
Bt Brinjal is completely safe, completely safe. I would like to eat Bt Brinjal.
We can safely conclude that this Bt Brinjal is as safe as normal brinjal to human beings.
I'll definitely eat Bt Bangan over the normal Bangan.
The best of biotech for India is ahead of us, not behind us.
The GM revolution in food crops is here to stay. Perhaps Bt Brinjal will be the catalyst of dramatic change in food crop production in India, an invaluable tool in the battle to reduce poverty, deprivation and hunger.
ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਉਹ ਜਿਹਾ ਬੀਜ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਮਿਲੇ ਚੰਗੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਖਰਚੇ ਘਟਣਗੇ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੀ ਕਮਾਈ ਵਧੂਗੀ
बीटी बैंगनामध्ये बीटी जर आलं 2 रुपये जरी बाजारात भाव कमी मिळाला तर इकडं शेतकऱ्याला खर्च कमी लागेल असतो शेतकऱ्याला त्याचं काही दुःख वाटणार नाही आणि त्यापासून ग्राहकाला 2 रुपयांना माल कमी मिळेल सर्वांचाच फायदा होईल याच्यामध्ये
காய்ப்புழு தாக்காத நாற்று கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா ஜம்முன்னு ஏற்றுக்குங்க எந்த விதமான இதுவும் கிடையாது எங்களுக்கு நல்ல மகசூல் கிடைக்கல நாங்கள் வேண்டாங்கிறோம் சந்தோஷமாக ஏற்றுக்குவோம்.
The advantages of Bt Brinjal are many. Bt Brinjal will offer a safer and more affordable vegetable. It will greatly reduce the injudicious use of insecticides and ensure a higher yield and greater profit for the farmer. It will significantly reduce pesticide residue and, of course, offer safer, better and quality produce to the consumer.